Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Conquer Athlete podcast. I am joined with the highly anticipated, long-awaited, taking a hiatus, Tyler Cooke.
And my birthday was yesterday, 37
Bro.
years old for those that are keeping track at home.
Happy belated birthday. I'm
37.
terrible. I'm terrible.
One of my close friends, we went to a concert Saturday, Callie and I did, with some very close friends of ours. And something was said about my birthday this week. And she's like, oh, how old? And I was like, again, these are close friends of ours. And Callie was like, he started 37. And she like fell out of her seat. And she goes to the gym, very good athlete herself. And she goes, oh my God, I have so much more respect for you and everything that you do at 37. She acted like I was like dead. I was like, bro, I feel tremendous. What are we talking about? So then I dropped the link for the Conquer Athlete program that she could go get and get a coach that designs a program that can build you not only for competitive stuff now, but longevity in the sport. It was great.
Here we are. I love that you weaseled that
100%. I was like, well, it's a testament to my programming.
I mean, to be honest, though, dude, for 37, you're doing pretty freaking good.
37, I feel tremendous.
I love it.
So, yeah, it's been a busy couple of weeks, but we're back. We are back in the saddle.
Yeah, that's, I think, what you and I planned on talking about. So, a couple weeks out from Syndicate, a week-ish out of in-affiliate semis, and then hosting a bunch of games at, Disneyland.
Disney World, right in the middle.
Disney World.
Right in the middle. Yep.
Throw that in there. And then you hosting a bunch of games athletes at the gym for individual semis.
It's been a very busy 3 weeks.
Without a doubt.
Very busy 3 weeks.
Without a doubt. So clearly, Syndicate didn't go the way we thought it was going to, or maybe it did. Honestly, maybe it actually did.
Yeah.
You know, we knew that workout was going to be a little bit challenging. If you guys, all you listeners out there, if you haven't checked it out, maybe don't go check it out. But
don't go check it out at all. Just know that we had a good time.
Had a little bit of a rough time with the handstand ramp, but that's here nor there. Yeah.
So we were in a qualifying spot going in, and then we ended up being 2 spots out. But unfortunately, so we competed at Syndicate. We did not qualify. So then we had 4 days before online semis started that Thursday. That was on Sunday it finished. Thursday, we started an affiliate team semis. We had till Monday, the leaderboard went live, but I had a Disney World trip planned on Sunday because I told my family, we're qualified at Syndicate. Don't even stress it. We're going, it's going to be great. We're going to go to Disney. So we went out. I flew out on Sunday afternoon. I was at the park on Sunday afternoon in Disney, and we flew back. I flew back Thursday night late to do the online semis for the individuals here. So from a team standpoint, we did Syndicate. We just missed and kind of had that like heartbreak because we were in a qualifying spot going into the final event. And we ended up, we had some struggles and the team beat us and did what they needed to do. So we ended up having a little bit of that heartbreak moment. And then for, I think, about 24 hours, we felt sorry for ourselves. And then we had to immediately shift to like, okay, we now have to go qualify at in-affiliate. And I'm going to be honest, the in-affiliate was the best weekend of team. And this is my 3rd year in a row. So we've had a lot of team weekends. It was the best team weekend I've ever experienced from a workout perspective, even though we redid 4 out of the 5 workouts because of various reasons. But just the vibes and the energy and everything about it was, everybody was like laser focused on what we had to do. And it was a really cool moment of not just us 4. We had the whole people, Callie was here, Kate, we had a whole bunch of other people helping us. Everybody was pulling in the same direction. We went out and got Jenny's ice cream 2 nights. Like we just were balling. It was so much fun. So, you know, you look back and you're like, oh, everything happens for a reason. Like if we don't screw up at Syndicate in 10 different ways, then we qualify. We don't have that weekend, which I think gelled us a little bit. It was a really cool moment. So it was cool. We technically are in a qualifying spot right now through video appeals, but that was still no easy task. Getting through the video review process was a nightmare as well.
Yeah, dude. In-affiliate semifinals has been a bloodbath this year. With the leaderboard shaking up. So, I mean, this is what we're shooting this on Wednesday the 17th. Technically, there's still a bunch of time for that to shake up. It's been it's been stable for 2 days now. So hopefully, you know, knock on wood, everything's going to go to plan. But I think what I want to talk to you about, you know, you being Mr. Positivity and being the captain of the team, what was that transition like? Like the adversity. I mean, one, soreness and just general fatigue, because Syndicate was a monster from a programming standpoint, right?
Huge.
Like, it was heavy, it was gross, and arguably the most stacked semifinals.
It was deep.
There.
It was very deep.
Like, for the amount of spots that they gave and how good the teams were, there was nothing but competition there. So kind of walk me through, you know, the adversity, the conversation, the mindset of the team. You know, you went through that 24-hour period of, you know, poor us, whatever, and then bouncing back and being like, no, we got to ramp up and we got to get right.
I think the biggest thing for me that I was feeling was, obviously there's a disappointment of not making it. I don't want to use the word embarrassment because that sounds like very harsh, but we were expected to do well, and we were expected to qualify by a lot of people. And then when you go out, and the hardest part for me to swallow, to your point about being the captain or whatever, like we were fit enough to win the competition. We, on paper, we tested the workouts multiple times. We had, if we'd done what we did in training, we had execution errors in every single workout. The only workout we did, that's not true. We even had an execution on the one that we won. We still had an execution error. So it was even more frustrating for me to swallow. Like, we weren't not fit enough. No one beat us. They did beat us. I'm not being disrespectful to the ones that made it. We beat ourselves a lot.
Yeah.
And so that part was like, damn, we had this thing ready to go. And it was every single workout, whether it's no reps on some synchro stuff, which is stupid and silly, whether it was a failed clean on a couple of workout, like just small things. And so that was great. So that kind of left this taste of like almost shock at the end of the day. When we're sitting there on the floor, Rhino is celebrating they made it. We're like, what the hell just happened? We just, you know, we fumbled. I felt like we fumbled it.
Mm-hmm.
Now they had to go win the event. They did what they had to do. That was great. Be respectful and all that shit, but we fumbled. And so I think it was easier to swallow from that standpoint. Had we just went out there and got dog walked because we weren't fit enough, like we did the best we could, we still got fifth. That's a totally different mindset. When we finally got over the sad feeling, I think all day Sunday we drove home. And then like Monday morning, all four of us woke up. Like there wasn't even like this pep talk moment. It was just like, hey, the workouts come out today at 12. When they do, we'll hop on a call later. We'll analyze, we'll go through. And I do think we got lucky in that way. Had we had more time in between, we probably would have sulked. You allow yourself mentally to sit in it for longer. But because we only had 4 days, I think everybody knew like, okay, we have to go do this. And then the message that I did have to the group was like, hey, we fumbled. No one hit us and knocked the ball loose. We fumbled the ball. We just need to execute better. We're definitely fit enough. And I took a lot of confidence away from the competition from Syndicate, saying we are absolutely one of the fittest teams out there. We just have to stop beating ourselves with stupid mistakes. And then one of the deeper conversations that we had was the mistakes, in my opinion, came from, and then this would be a good segue to online. Online has all this like hair on it from video and judging and all this other crap that you have to go through. But you're in your own gym. You're in your own bed. For me, you're able to create your own schedule. You can come up there if you're a morning guy, hit it in the morning. If you're an afternoon team, you can pick. Mm-hmm. You can curate your whole schedule. So in theory, it should set up for a better performance, and you can redo crap. So like you can take a little more risky approach, knowing you got a chance to redo. In live competition, you don't have that. So one of the things I took away was like we were trying at Syndicate. We had a plan. We executed extremely well in training. All of our training times were top 3 scores across the board at Syndicate, with the exception of the first one. Everything else was like, we just need to do what we practiced. If we do that, we're fine. And when we got there, we just got caught up, and this is a very immature mistake, but we just got caught up in what are they going to do? What is Angelo and them? What are they going to do? We need to watch them. I wonder how they're going to break this up. And then I'm hitting myself now later, be like, what the hell? Because in the fitness game, you can only do what you can do. You can't. On the first workout, for example, I found out later that Sam and Angelo rode a 2,000 and skied a 2,000 cal an hour pace in that workout. I'm just not that guy.
Yeah.
I can't pull a 2,000 and still go do 50 unbroken GHDs as fast as I can in that setting. I did 1,700 and felt great about it. But I can't, like in that setting, I'm okay with being like, I did what I could. There were workouts where we tried to do other things and it just got us in trouble. And so in affiliate stuff, it's just you in the gym. There's no one else to look at. You don't have other scores. You don't have other paces. And all of a sudden you go smash one. You're like, dude, we're the fittest team on the planet. It's like, well, yeah, if you would do that shit when you're in person and not look left and right and just do your thing. So it's a really good takeaway. I'm really glad that we had to, I hate that we didn't qualify, but I'm glad we had to go through that because I think it gave us some good perspective on like, hey, Just go do what you are capable of doing. And if you trust that you're fit enough, you'll be fine. And we did not do that at Syndicate.
Yeah. I mean, Jay's told this story a million times, to your point of, looking at what everyone else is doing, of Rich sitting in the corral, just feeding people bad
I'm going
information.
unbroken. I'm going unbroken. I'm pulling
and,
this.
it's funny that, you yourself, 3 years, having now done this at like the highest level, you still get pulled into that conversation.
Yep. I use the other Mayhem team as a barometer. They're extremely good in this way, and that they just do what they're capable of doing, and they don't make mistakes. Like the biggest thing is they're pretty, I don't say flawless, but like they're pretty steady. Their mistakes are small and they're very consistent. And we talked about it before. Like you look at our scores at Syndicate, and we had a first, a second, and then a couple of three ninth places. Like y'all told me jokingly at the beginning of the year, you're like, hey, you can't win the games with holes. Like you can't win the games with 999 in your scoreboard. You've got to make those fives, your bad scores, or 5, 6, whatever. And that's just, and the other thing that was really interesting on both sets of competitions, every second matters. Like we got beat in multiple workouts at Syndicate by 2 seconds. You're talking about like, that could be a half a step on your way across the finish. Just go fast, run fast, right? It's like, don't, wait till anyway. And so the urgency has to be there on everything. So then I take away my training is like, hey, you gave me one yesterday. It was a 20-minute AMRAP with 3 movements, pretty small reps. And I thought about that. You can only go so fast. I'm sorry to digress, but you can only go so fast on movement stuff. Like don't try to speed up and win because you're doing clean and jerks faster. But when that bar hits, go to the next thing and be super diligent and super urgent on your transitions and sharp. And you can cut out time on someone that may be going unbroken on a set. But I broke 3 times, but I'm super quick to the next movement. So there's ways to kind of cheat the game a little bit. You don't necessarily have to be fitter. You just got to be super clean. And we just didn't do that at Syndicate. We did do that in online. We got hit with a major penalty on one workout. We'll talk about that later. But overall, it was a much better experience with just a little bit level. I would say like a little bit leveler head, which is good.
Yeah. I think we should talk about that. Honestly, like your guys' penalty comparative to some of what the other teams got hit with from a movement perspective, like the double under standard is asinine. And the 3-person synchro double under. So my issue, even in that way, when I watched the video, which I've done 25 times, for the reference, we got a 58 rep penalty on a 900 rep workout. Mm-hmm. It was a 20-minute AMRAP. We were in 10th place on that workout, which is our worst finish or second to worst finish in the competition. We got a 58 rep penalty and we dropped. There he is, big fella, Big Daddy. How we doing?
I'm doing. How's my sound? I'm just jumping into the conversation late.
Sound like you're in a toilet.
I feel like
do you know what that sounds like?
I meant bathroom. I don't know why.
Did you get a lot of swirlies growing up?
I did not. Well, that's why I cut my hair, because I kept getting swirlies here at the gym. I was bullied as a kid.
This is a good part of the conversation for Jason to jump into.
It's actually great. It's great.
He'll definitely have opinions about this.
Yeah. So we got the 58 rep penalty, Jay. I'm explaining where we were at for semis. We were in 3rd or 4th place or something like that after the initial leaderboard. And then we got a major penalty, which kicked us out to 8th place, top 7 make it. And then another team got a bigger penalty than we did. They fell all the way to 11th. So they were out of contention. We moved up. So now we're technically in 6th, top 7 qualify. Even with our penalty, we appealed. It was rejected last night. So we're hoping that everybody's score is pretty well final. We'll see. So my issue is that I watched the video of ours 10 times, and we were out of sync on some double unders. The question I have is 2-part. Number one, on the standard, it's very vague. It says that you must jump at the same time. Well, we slow-mode it, and every single rep, all 3 athletes are on the ground at the same time. Brandon's 6'2" and has a longer jump. So the timing looked off, but we were on the ground. So that's one question. And then the other thing that the beef that I have with it is the way they did the online review. I know for a fact, because I've had it confirmed, that there were multiple teams in the top 7 that did not get any videos even reviewed. So we may be a little bit more high-profile team. I know of one other team that's another high-profile team. They got hit with a major penalty as well. And it's because they do this online review where anybody with a judging course can just go on and say good video or bad video needs review. Mm-hmm. We got a bunch of needs review. One of the teams in the top, not naming names, got a bunch of uptick reviews. And it's like, are you recruiting? I never text any of my friends saying, hey, go look at these videos. I just threw our videos up and said, hey, I feel confident in what we're doing. And so my beef is like, we bumped all the way down to 20th in that workout because of the penalty. And I know for a fact, because I looked at them, there 19 teams ahead of us also had problems with their video, but we were the only one that got docked. And so that potentially kicked us out of the games when we had a first, a second, a 24th on the burpee workout. We're not the best burpee team.
That was realistic.
That was realistic. That's where we were. And then a 10th place finish on the double under workout. So we had a first, a second, a second. And you're saying that us to be out would have been the fittest 7 teams went? There's no way. And the way they did the online public review thing just didn't set well with like, wait a minute, how do we get this? We got all these bad video review when I know I can look at these other teams and pick them apart. And that just didn't happen. So that would be my only qualm with it. I don't even care about the standard of the 3-person. It's tough. It's hard to judge. But you look at the video and you're like, oh, we were out of sync. But so were the other 8 teams at the top. And so we've got to figure out a way that we can level that. I don't have the answer for that, but it didn't feel great to be the one that got docked.
It's a broken system.
I agree.
And it's been broken. Like you can't, people actually do recruit people to give them favorite
video.
Yep.
Yeah. I've seen it. I've heard it. I've had people actually reach out to me asking me,
will you go look at this video?
To be part of it, like, hey, look at this video, give us an uptick or something like that. Like, that happens all the time. So it's a completely broken system, number one, and it's going to stay broken until they figure out. And I don't think that people should be able to pass a judge's course and then go on and review a video that can make or break someone's entire year of season. I think that should be solely the responsibility of the organization, with the same people doing the same scrutinizing for the videos for the people that are in there. Like, to me, like, that's how it should work, because it's all contextually based. And some people, quite frankly, in my opinion, don't know what the fuck they're looking at. Some people might just want to favor other people. Like, there's too many contexts and too many unknown variables that can make or break someone's season based off an opinionated response to a performance, you know? And that right there, makes it completely broken. And I think if they are going to do this, they need to create some sort of AI where they have movement standards plugged into AI, and that AI is what's scoring the videos. That can get done a ton fucking faster.
It'll be done in 5 minutes.
And it will have the exact same protocol with what it's looking for every single video. So everything be scrutinized under the same eye with the same guidelines. That's not from a human bias standpoint. And then there's no recruiting to do upticks, you know? And it's just like the system of online video reviews and this and that. It's like fucking, I don't know, man. It's so trivial. It's so elementary from a bad standpoint with something that has such a big outcome for so many people that I'm baffled that it's fucking there. And it's crazy to me, man. It's crazy.
I think a big problem is these people don't have skin in the game, right? Like people that have gone through the judges course, like, cool. If you're like, no, this is a bad video, and then HQ comes back and it's like, okay, this is a good video. Well, what happens to that person then? Like, you should have your judging qualification pulled. You know, 100%. Like there's nothing wrong or no implications of lying when it comes to
the
this.
hard part for us is that I have it confirmed from multiple people that we were getting, that one team in particular was upticking their videos, and that same group of people voting yes for them was voting no for us.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And so, like, that makes sense. So you're looking at, like, this is a popularity, like, just go in there and vote. It doesn't matter. Well, now, and I wasn't worried about our videos going in. Like, we were confident in everything we did. The double under one got away from us, but the others, like, fine, go look at every one of them. We're bring you in, it's fine. But some of these other teams, I know I look at them like, these are I had people sending me videos of other teams that I had no idea who they were, being like, surely this gets deleted. Surely this is going to get penalized. And they got nothing. And so it's like that system's not level. That's not a level playing field. We're very fortunate in that we're still technically in a qualifying spot, and it doesn't matter if you win or get 7th. You're in the games. That's fine. That's all that we care about. But it doesn't feel very like a fair and equitable playing field.
I don't know how the organization putting on the event is not validating every single video of the people in a qualifying position. We are at that point in where this sport is that needs to be happening. You can't take if you're the person putting the event on, you are solely responsible. Some sort of outside person should not be involved in this whatsoever.
I agree. And I was talking with Owen this morning. We were talking about it. And he's like, well, you just got to remember like resources at HQ. I'm like, I have two things to say to that.
It's not our
Number
problem.
one, you can't say, hey, everyone come to my party. We're going to have this big party. It's going to be this amazing worldwide thing. But you got to bring your own everything, right? It's like you bring your own music. If you're hosting this event, you got to be able to service the event. That's number one. And then number two, as an affiliate guy, as a team guy that just played and whatever, our registration was $100 to do the competition. It's a trip for us to go to the CrossFit Games. If I had to pay $200, $300, $400, $500 for us to do this online competition, but I knew that money was going towards the judging requirement, great. And then you're going to say, well, wait a minute, why would a team that's in 50th place pay that kind of money? That's crazy. Then they don't get to be on the leaderboard. You can do it for fun, but if you want to be on the leaderboard and have your name show up and actually be in the competition, then you have to help. I would have paid that so that I didn't get this penalty, this bullshit penalty. Or if I did get the penalty, I want the other 7 teams to also get the same scrutiny level that we did, right? And if that means paying a $300 or $500 registration fee, and then people are going to be bitching about, well, not everybody can afford that. If you want to go to the CrossFit Games, get your ass out there and wash a car. I don't care what it is. You've got to figure, this has got to be something that's going to happen. Or I'd argue with Owen this morning. I was like, or CrossFit's got the resources. It doesn't take, like my dad ran the quick math. He's like, how long is the video? I was like, I mean, ours is 20 minutes. He's like, how many teams are you looking at? You run the math at, it's like 10 man hours to watch all the videos required per video. That's 50 man hours. It's not that, we're not talking about a tremendous amount of watch time here. So anyway,
Well,
there's got to be a better way to do it.
You employ seminar staff at the games to be judges.
Yes, 100%.
So you have that entire staff that could be doing video review if they are the highest
each one of them
qualified
a couple
judges.
$100 to sit there for a couple hours and watch. Like I can't wrap my head around. We don't have the resources. Like I'm not normally the one that's like CrossFit doesn't manage their money well. This is the money grab bullshit. I normally am one that supports it. Like I don't know what their finances are. This case, pay the money and have until you can get AI, Jay, to your point. Do this seamlessly. You got to figure out a better way to do it. It can't be let some dickhead from a gym that's across the world be like, yep, they need a downtick because I like the guy on this other team. It's not the right way to do it.
Yeah.
So anyway, right now we're in a qualifying spot and appeals are supposedly like coming to an end. That's the only way we would get bumped out is if 2 teams got their appeals approved and jumped us. But we feel pretty good about where we're sitting. So
yep. Well, I'm glad you guys are sitting good, and I hope everything settles in a good way.
There was a 24-hour period on Saturday afternoon, this past Saturday, which was a week after the competition. The public video review ended Friday, and then they started handing out penalties on Saturday, and we got a penalty around 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon. And it was about a 24-hour period where we were like, we're out of the games. We didn't qualify, and we were hosting, Jay Ryan talked about it a little bit earlier, we hosted 4 people for individual semis this past weekend. Alexis Raptis, Fisa Gothi, Janie Chevery, and Josh Felix all came in for the whole weekend and did online semis. So we facilitated that with judges and equipment, and like did the whole thing, did the setup for them and everything. So that was much more stressful than team. Like competing is easy. Doing all the other stuff is the crazy stressful part. And so right in the middle of us doing all that, we got the email about our appeal. So selfishly, I wanted to go in the bathroom and cry, but I couldn't because we had all these damn people doing their own shit. And so I was like, oh, well, it's okay. It'll work out. Like, we'll be fine. So, but we got through that weekend and we actually qualified 2 of those girls. Alexis Raptis made it and Danny Chevery also made it. So 2 of the 4 people here made the games. Now they're waiting on video review.
Yeah.
And he survived Hiller.
And Andrew Hiller was here all weekend doing behind the scenes. Yeah. It was a lot going on, man. There was a lot going on. We had a video guy from Tier doing a documentary thing. He was here. Hiller was here videoing.
Damn.
Everybody's coaches. It was a packed house.
That's
Dude,
crazy.
1124 is the spot
cool.
now.
1124 is turning into the spot, huh?
Turning into the spot. What I don't get, and maybe I find this out after a year or two, but I don't understand why more gyms or affiliates that are equipped as we are, we have everything you need on online qualifier from like equipment standpoint and all that. Our coaches that judged loved it, right? Because they're getting to judge games level athletes in the affiliate. Our members stayed and watched. It was an awesome, awesome weekend. Like the culture play of like just having that inside the gym back to like in person versus affiliate and all that. It was awesome. Now, if we get ripped to shreds in video review and neither one of them make it, I might be singing a different tune. But for right now, it was just a really cool weekend to have all that going on in the affiliate. And it highlighted the affiliate. All of Hiller's videos, he was very kind and very gracious in all the things he had to say about the gym and the people here and the judging. I was on a ladder all weekend, measuring that damn rope. Like
my
climb up the
God.
12-foot ladder, sit on the top, drop the tape. And then I saw some of these dickhead videos where the guy's like climbing the rope and he's dropping it to his mom and she like holds it and the tape's doing this shit. And it's like, I don't understand why more professional facilities aren't doing what we did, which is like next year, I hope it's 10 athletes. If you're an athlete, reach out. Maybe we'll talk. Like I just think the whole, and then by the way, they're in here. There was some concern of like, and we've talked about this on the podcast, but there was some concern of like, do I want to go first or second? You're getting advantage because you get to watch me go, but I'm racing here. Once we got going, all four of those people were pulling and cheering for the next, like everybody was trying to get to the games. And I think it made everybody go faster. I think everybody had a better performance because they were able to be next to another games qualifying level athlete.
Yeah.
And I just think that if you have, y'all have talked to me about this before, but like the culture is, hey, I want 4 tickets this weekend. Everybody's making it. Let's go do it. Versus like, oh shit, I hope she trips on the box kind of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like kind of like you had that unity there and stuff.
Yeah, it was great, man. It really was awesome. It couldn't have went off better.
It's so funny how people talk outside the gym versus in the gym experiences and like how fear starts to creep in and how like vindictive people become. And it's comical.
Well, you use the word fear, and people don't want to admit that because when you say it out loud about yourself, it doesn't feel good. That's all it is. It's fear and insecurity. It's like she may beat me because she saw my score. Go faster, and then she won't beat you.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. Like that's the competitor. It drives me nuts. You watch the Patriots and the Giants over the summer, or whoever. Like pick 2 NFL teams that do these joint practices and joint scrimmages. Bro, they beat the shit out of each other for a week, and then they go into the season, and you're not worried about giving away secrets or whatever. The whole thing's getting better because you got 2 professional football teams beating each other in the head every day for a week. It's just competition. And if you can't thrive in that environment, you need to get a different environment. This one here is, again, all boats are going to rise like that. It was really, really cool to watch.
Yeah, I fucking love that. I love hearing stories like that where it's like, we win together type approach, right? Especially in this day and age where everything's so self-centered, self-centric, kind of like secrets hidden. In this world,
you talked about it. You talked about it back in the day when Rob Orlando, when those guys would like come down and you just pick a gym. Hey, it was Saturday, we're going down. You throw down for 4 hours, just kill each other. But guess what? Every time you're together, the needle is getting moved up and up and up, 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 up. Nobody was scared of shit. Like if you get beat, you get beat. Fisa Gaffi, I called her a little while ago. Like she did not qualify. The workout just didn't work out well for her. She got exposed in some areas. She was the nicest person on the planet. She was so gracious with everybody. You couldn't even tell she was sucking in the competition. Because she was just she was just happy to like the environment. And I was like, that's what I want my gym to be like. If you're having a shitty day, Ryan's told me this 100 times, bro, we're still exercising. Like this is still, now for them, it's a job, it's their career. So it's a little bit higher stakes, but it's still like her, the way she carried herself all weekend, I called her, I was like, hey, you're just a pro and like a really good person. The fact that you were, of the 4, you had probably the worst weekend. And if you watched it, you'd be like, oh, well, Fee must be winning the damn thing because she carried herself so well.
Shout out to Fee. Fee might be one of the nicest.
She's a stud,
she might be one of the genuine people I ever met.
She really is. Genuine's a great word. Like she comes, you watch her on TV and on the Instagram and she's all, oh, yeah, that's great. That's how she is. She's just genuinely a good person. Anyway, I think the play this weekend was really cool. It fires me up to do more of it. And again, just be a little different.
Ryan, I like good people. But, I feel like sometimes depending on how I am, where I'm sitting, I'm so quick to want to just confront and sometimes like, fuck it, I just want to get in a fight right now. So I like being around and seeing and talking to good people who are generally just like kind. Like Tyler's one of them too.
Don't talk to me. Talk to
Tyler. That's what I'm saying. No, I'm talking to you because I feel like you're like this too. But I like this because then I could be like, okay, yeah, like just fucking, I don't know, be a good person. Like if someone's
dude.
If someone's a dick, like I don't need to choke slam them. I can just let it slide and go on my day.
Yeah.
But sometimes it does feel good to choke slam somebody.
Can I tell you that I went to a concert Saturday night, a country music concert, never been to a concert, it was my first concert ever. And so I go in, I had nothing, and all of a sudden it's a country music concert. There's all these damn hick rednecks walking around and people are leaning, they're already drunk. And I told my buddy Dylan, I said, hey, there's a male urge that has come over me since we're being out here that I want someone to bump into my wife.
Damn, you did that? You did that?
No. I told him, I said, there's a male urge in me that's like, if that guy accidentally bumps into my wife and spills a beer, I'm knocking his ass out cold. And by the way, I am not a fighter.
You get one beer in Tyler, and this is how it goes down.
I love it. I love it.
No. Stone cold soak. But there was something about walking around. I was like, I wish he would trip and fall and bump into my wife. Because I think it's a license as a dude to just be like, well, he bumped into my wife. What do you want? Drunk ass? Get him out of here. But it didn't happen.
Dude, that's so funny. Dude, there's something about that environment. I took my family and some friends to a rodeo out here, which is like the most entertaining thing.
Yes.
I fucked up so bad.
In what way?
You know, like the army, like they bring their little tent and they always have like a fitness competition or whatever. Dude. So they had a trap bar.
No.
Trap bar, 240. Yeah. Right? It was rep. The
fucking hang power clean now.
Bro.
Dude,
the
trap bar.
The high score was 9.
At 240?
Yeah, dude.
Tell me you got 30.
So,
at least.
So I'm like, cool. I'm going to do this. Hop in cold. Pulled 31.
I said 30.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, let's go.
31. Hold on. Homeboy, whatever. I go have a beer. I'm sitting in the stands. I'm watching. All great. I walk back to grab my wife something. I'm like, I got to check out the leaderboard just to see where we're at. Somebody pulls 35. I'm like,
I see where this is headed.
Son of a bitch.
Terrible.
Walk up, pull 36, feeling great, rock hard, fucking
12
champion.
to midnight. You're fucking ready to go.
So good, so good. It stays the rest of the evening. Nobody touches it. I'm good the next day, no problem. The level of soreness I've felt for the last 4 days, my
From
body
2 sets
is
of 30.
gone.
But it's worth it.
That's incredible.
Bro.
But it's fucking worth it.
I am on top of him. I am on top
He's
of
a
Mount
king.
Olympus right now.
He's a king.
Nobody's taking me down.
If you said that you fucked a disc up, any PT listening to me say that, you don't put a disc up. I know, relax. Bad choice of words.
Relax.
But yeah, I would still be proud of you. I'd be like, fuck yes, good for you.
He went out there and did it.
The injury.
This is my MO.
Yeah.
I whatever. When I ran my 50K, my gym was running a Spartan race the weekend after, and they had a tire flipping contest, and some dude, whatever, flipped it however many times. I was like, fuck this guy. I'm going to do this. Go pull a hammy, totally sell my soul. I was like, I'm reliving this experience, but it's 100% worth it.
100% worth it. What did you win something?
Other than my wife watching me do it?
Dude,
no.
That's
and she was into it.
There.
Yeah.
Dude, Christina gets it.
Bro, I was, when I almost, did I tell you a story where I almost fought a stand full of dads at a baseball game the other day?
You would be the one to fight a stand full of dads, not even a singular dad.
Did I tell you guys a story?
No.
I won't get too much into it. But I threatened an entire stand of dads, telling them I'd wipe them all out. I had to point to every single one. And when it got said done, my wife looks at me and she goes, "That was so fucking hot." And I'm like,
"That's it. That's all I needed. That's it."
All right, I'm going home tonight and fighting the neighbor.
But I get it, right? I can't move my shoulder and my knees are hurt. And for anybody young athlete listening to me, whatever, you don't always gotta follow things I do. And I still I'm squatting heavy, I'm doing all this stuff, right? And she's like, why are you doing this? I'm like, why would I not do it? What do you?
Because I need to fight the whole section B of the stands right here.
I need to physically feel heavy lifts. I need to feel I don't know. I'm of the notion for myself. I need to push myself and bring myself to that line to keep kind of moving forward a lot of times.
Yeah. I totally
Bro,
get that.
I 100% walked around that fucking rodeo.
Hell yeah.
Talking to myself, being like, you still got it.
I love it.
Bro,
I love it.
Got it.
Dude,
speaking of fastball.
We got to stay on this rodeo topic because I'm not a rodeo guy. I'm not a cow guy. I'm not a horse guy. I'm not a farmer, right? But I went to a rodeo when I was in Houston for a baseball tournament. It was one of the most entertaining and fun things I've ever been to in my fucking life.
Crazy.
It was a Houston rodeo. It went for 2 weeks, and every second day was some amazing artist. And so the carnival there was ginormous. The carnival was like Six Flags, first of all, right? And then we walk into the rodeo show with the horses and the cows, all this stuff. And I'm like, this is amazing. This is so much fun. And then they brought out Riley Green and he performed. And I was like, I almost left with a buckle and a hat and boots.
You should have.
My son bought a hat. My son Cam bought a cowboy hat. I'm like, man, I'm about to just really go pure cowboy right now.
Dude, it's addicting, man. It's so, dude, then you start watching Yellowstone, you start looking at properties in Wyoming, and you're like,
Yellowstone's great. Yellowstone's great. Do you watch Dutton Ranch?
I've watched it all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. I bought a Dodge Ram recently because I felt a little rippish.
Dodge Rams are the
He's a
best
big
trucks in
Dodge
the
guy.
market.
I'll send you mine. Just got it.
I've had a Ram for 10 years. I'm a big Dodge Ram guy.
They're the
American
best,
muscle,
man.
baby. What year?
Amazing.
Ryan, what do you have, a Toyota? You have a Toyota.
I have a 2019 Tundra.
You're
Yeah,
not even
Toyota.
American made.
That's tough.
They're literally assembled in the U.S.
You can ride to the rodeo with us.
Yeah, you
wanna
can't.
pull up the
Well,
rodeo.
First off, let's talk about who breaks down first. I don't want to hear shit.
My Dodge has never broken down.
Okay, we'll see.
Can I tell you the reason that I'm in my
you
current vehicle?
Can't hang an American flag off a Toyota Tundra.
Nah, dude, they would. You need an international
Yeah.
European Union. Something. Even though they're built in Asia, you need a FIFA World Cup flag.
Listen,
Good luck with
if we're gonna talk about American things, I'm the least one you guys should be picking on.
You are 100%.
I spend more time.
But that's why this is funny. But that's why this conversation is funny.
Yeah, I don't want to break down in the middle of the woods.
Yo, Dodges
Ryan is by
don't
far
break
the
down.
biggest patriot on this podcast and drives a foreign vehicle.
He's got a fucking a Honda
Ryan is
Prelude in
giving-
his garage.
Yeah, Ryan is. He's got a Honda Civic souped up with a spoiler.
I
on the
was
back.
literally just slinging freedom pellets all morning.
Freedom pellets.
Oh God, Ryan has legitimately given up parts of his body that we won't talk about for his country, and he's driving a Toyota.
That's a good point.
I love it.
That's a good point.
We're
That's
so far off the topic of fitness
I don't
right
know
now.
how
This
we
is
got here,
crazy.
boys, but
No,
How
dude,
did we
this
get
is the
here?
best.
How did we even get here?
CrossFit's awesome.
Listen, I've been waiting 2 weeks to tell you guys that story.
I love
It
that
really
story.
is incredible, though.
I love that you did that.
I'm at a bit of a disadvantage in that world. You know, my wife is absolute smoke show. She grew up in the rodeo world. She barrel raced.
She
She was
was
the
legit.
national high school rodeo queen.
No shit.
Dude, she kicks ass. Can still jump on and just take off. She took me because I'm super into it, but I have no clue what I'm doing. She took me to South Dakota on a working ranch 4 years ago for my Christmas present. And we literally rode, like we were helping them move their herd from pasture to pasture. And the damn lady, who's an awesome friend of ours now, she was like, every time they'd have like a task, like a cow would get loose, and they'd be like, oh, we got to go up the mountain to go get the cow. I'd be like, I got it. And they were like, stay there. And the cow would just take off up this mountain and come back. She's like, I got it. Like, it was unbelievable. And so when I go to these rodeos, she's like actually knows what she's looking at. And I'm the dickhead over there in the Tundra with a belt buckle and a hat.
Tundra. He
I
chose
just don't,
Tundra.
yeah,
My God.
it just doesn't belong. You know what I mean? Like I can't, there's nothing cool about that. I just can't. And so I bought the Dodge. I was like, well, I'll be a Dodge. This will be great. I'll fit in better. But I'll never out cowboy my wife.
No,
She's just so
that.
badass.
That's great. You know,
Next time I do a branding, I'm going to have you guys come out.
Yeah, you
And
better
you
have a
guys
different
can cut
brand
some
truck when I
cows.
get there.
You guys can cut some balls off some cows and then tell me how un-American I
I told
am.
you, I would not know what to do with it. I'd look badass pulling up in my truck. And then beyond that, I got nothing.
what
I
kind of
think
truck
it's so
what kind
fascinating.
of Dodge did you get?
I got a Ram 1500.
Laramie?
No, I got the RHO.
Oh
which
yeah,
is
okay.
the-
Yeah.
So the
it's a high-
TRX they made with the badass.
Yeah, you got the big
They
boy.
dropped that back down
Yeah,
to the
RHO.
RHO.
Yeah.
But it's all I want. It's awesome.
I like how they redid the engine so you hear the muscle when you start it. You know,
Yeah,
you're hearing like
it's
that
awesome.
when you hit
Dude,
the start button.
That damn
like-
the TRX. We have a member who has one. It's like it'll wake up my neighbors.
Yeah.
The one
You know
I
what?
got's a little bit smoother.
I do have something fitness related I want to talk about, guys, real quick.
It's great. I love that.
For athletes who didn't make it with the online, right? And this actually stems from Rebecca Vidison's post. You guys know Rebecca? She's an amazing athlete. Amazing. She just went through a long rehab with her knee. And I think she finished, I want to say 13th, right? And she put up a post.
She was close.
Yeah, I put up a post just saying, like, I'm just exhausted, like physically and mentally, you know? Like, and I thought it was the realest and most honest post I've seen in a long time. You know, as opposed to having some long drawn out thing, like you're fucking exhausted, right? You put all this time over 1 year, 2 years, whether you're come back from injury or not, you put everything you possibly have to get to a certain thing, to achieve a goal, right? And then it doesn't happen and it drains you and it wipes you. So if I'm just kind of rambling off the top of my head, all I can tell athletes is to, like, that's okay. It's okay to be exhausted. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to question fucking everything. And it's okay to sit in that for a little bit, right? And I'm not going to say like I know exactly what people need to come out of that. I just know from experience, I get it. You know, I remember when I was going for basketball, I put fucking everything I possibly could into basketball, into trying to get overseas. And I didn't fucking do it for like 2 or 3 attempts. And it killed me. It crushed me, right? It didn't happen until like my 4th attempt. But I just remember going through that and coming out of it and just being like me personally, like I hated everyone. I hated everything. And I'm not saying that's how people respond, but it's a hard thing as a person to put everything you have into something and have it not go your way. Right. And it can crush you and it can drain you and it can create doubt and questions. And all I'm trying to say is I understand that. And I get if you are going through that, what it is and how you're feeling. And I don't know what the answer is to that. I just know that the best thing that you can always do is when the time is right. And even when the time is not right, just to get that foot moving again, get those steps moving again, just start acting again, you know, and figure the shit out as it happens. But I don't know. I just want to bring that in. Like she put that up and I was like, damn, this post that she just put up is like so simple, but to me, it was so just real, I guess. And it kind of brought me back to when that happened to me a bunch with the sport I was going for. So I don't have a dramatic mic drop ending to it. I don't have any other kind of nugget.
No, I mean, it's very real. Like that's the part that like, I mean, people like they get, I mean, that's Syndicate shit. We missed out. And that night I was like, you know, you're bummed, you're feeling bad for yourself. It's like, what happened? This, that, and the other. And it's like, I think it's okay to sit in that. Like, this sucks. We did everything we could. We tried our best, all this kind of shit for all these sacrifices. You start playing the game of like, man, I'm putting all this time and am I wasting my family's time? We have people travel, there's all this stuff. And it's like, I think it's okay to sit in that, to your point, and be like, dude, this sucks. It's okay to say that. Like it's, you don't have to be this David Goggins, like, oh, just you wipe yourself off and keep it. It's like, sit in that, man. And be okay. Like, put a name on it. This feeling sucks.
Yeah.
But
Well,
you kind of got to keep a focus on like, but I love the pursuit of what I'm doing. And I love what I'm doing. Even though this feeling kind of blows, I've enjoyed the process to this point, and I'm going to get back up and do it again because I'm going to experience the other feeling the next time.
how do you guys, along the lines of that, how do you guys deal with helping athletes understand that their self-worth is not tied to their performance and all of this realistically is out of their control? Right? Like
So
it's
funny,
just
yeah.
so unknown. Like the standards are constantly changing. You don't know who you're going to get as a judge. You don't like there's so many things that you just don't know. And you know, I deal with younger athletes now that are just like devastated. Like they work so hard and then they don't qualify. Right? Like I'm going through this with a guy. He's like in the trenches right now, going through this in Brazil. And like the one thing I was like, dude, like this is something you get to do. This is not who you are. And the sooner you can come to that realization, it's not to say that you're not going to put stress on yourself, but not qualifying is just not qualifying. We just keep working, right? And like, eventually the stars will line up.
I think it's hard. It's so funny we're having this conversation because I literally had a 15-minute call this morning with Fee, and I just called her out of the blue because my biggest takeaway over last weekend, which was again, like it was one of the coolest weekends we've ever had in this gym of the individual online semis that have the level that we were, the pressure, the stakes, blah, blah, blah. Alexis won. They were here when the leaderboard went live on Monday, and seeing her like elation of like, holy shit, I just won, not qualified, but I won the competition. It was cool. And then I called Fee. I was like, hey, I just want to let you know, like the most impact I had personally was watching you deal with what was obviously a massive disappointing weekend for you. And the impact that you had on everybody in that room of still being like, and so I don't know the answer on how to get younger athletes. You know, I've got being 37 and half dead. Like I get perspective of, and I've also had Ryan in my ear for 4 years being like, hey man, it's just exercise. Like there's so much other more important things going on in my life than just qualify, blah, blah, blah. And then, but the Fee one was big because it was such an impact on me just watching her interact and still be supportive of the other girls, knowing she's getting beat and blah, blah, blah. And I thought, man, and I called her, I said, just know that like that is real impact that you're having on the people that are around you. People are watching that. They're going to see it on Hiller's stuff. They're going to see it on Tier stuff. Like you have, you're helping, you're just impacting the world, and no one gives a shit if you did qualify and you didn't say a word about it and you went to games and you got the check-in pics and all that. No one cares about that. Like that part actually doesn't matter. It's cool to have on the wall, but it doesn't actually matter. And it's even for me personally, like we've been to games 2 years in a row, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a lot to show for it. But all of a sudden, this past weekend, when I get flooded with text on the team semis and then back to back with the individual semis saying, hey, man, the place you're building is, I'm so much more proud of what I'm building now versus just going to the games the last 2 years. It just doesn't matter. But the impact I have of like people wanting to come and be a part of what we're doing is far greater than that. It's very hard to give that perspective to a young athlete who has not really experienced a whole lot of life yet, if that makes sense. And at 23, 25 years old, you probably haven't done a whole lot. And so CrossFit and like where you finish is the most important thing you're doing. And that's a really hard, tricky thing. So I don't know that I answered your question at all.
No, well, I don't even think it's I just want to say one thing, Jay, sorry.
No,
I don't even think it's about doing things. At least some of the most successful athletes that I've dealt with have had bigger priorities outside of the sport, right? Like you have 11/24 is a bigger priority than you going to the games. Your children, your wife are a much larger priority than ever going back to the games. And I see that with a lot of young athletes where I'm not saying your goal of going to the games is not an important priority in your life, but as you grow, as you evolve and you start to learn that there's so many other things that trump going to some high level competition, your mindset shifts. And I think you actually, in most cases, become a better athlete because you put less pressure on yourself. Because you're like, dude, I got to make sure all these other things are good to go. And when you, just like we've talked about, when you get to change your mindset of, I get to exercise, I don't have to exercise, the whole world starts to shift. Like that's gigantic. And just realizing like I get to do all of these things. Like I'm so fortunate to live in a place that I get to do these things daily and, express myself. But I think a lot of athletes really need to understand that like this could all be gone, especially like advanced athletes. You could get hurt.
Yes.
You could get in a car accident. You could fall off your bike or something and all of it gets taken away. If this is the only thing you have in your life, I'm sorry for you.
You're not building a super quality life.
But I would encourage you to really pursue things that really bring you joy. If you get this emotional over exercise. I know Jay has something to say because he's super athlete.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one because I think you guys are both right. The more experiences you have, the easier it is to. Tyler, is your music jamming at your gym? If you're a young athlete, I think it's really hard to have the necessary, whether it's like experiences or factors in your life that allow you to be able to see the forest through the trees from a life perspective. The older you get as an athlete, the more experiences and more things you have in your life that can weigh into understanding like, what has value. But at the same point, I also get it. Like when I was playing basketball, like to me, I was a basketball player. That's how I identified myself. And that's all I had. And I didn't think there was anything for me outside of basketball, right? Until it was taken away from me. And then I had to find other things. So I get it, right? I get where you put so much of everything you possibly have into something and then it's not there. Or you're so close to it, right? You're so close that you can taste it, but you can't, but it's not there this year for you, or you just can't get there. And and for people like me, because that was me, like that can really that can be detrimental from just a individuality standpoint. So I get it, right? Because I was there. That I went through that whole stage for almost like 10 years of my life. Fuck that. Like high school, college, and after college. So 15 years of my life. Like that's all I knew. That's all I wanted to be. That's all I had. That's all I valued. That's all who I thought I was. And I don't know if it was like that because I didn't have enough of the people saying the right things to me around it. And that could be it, right? Nature versus nurture perspective with how you go about viewing things. I think the most challenging thing for a younger person that doesn't have marriage or kids or a gym or all these other things at this stage of their life is to be able to see life outside of what they're pursuing, right? Like the ability to kind of take a step back, look from the outside into their life and be like, yeah, like this is what I love to do, but it's not me. Who I am is over here on this side. And what I'm trying to do is on this side. And yes, they're flowing together in a synergistic way. But if you're pursuing something at such a high level, there's going to be a higher weight to one, which could have a negative effect on the other if you don't have the right people saying the necessary stuff to you. So I don't know what the answer is to your question. You know, I don't know if it comes down to just
I,
having the right coach and right person being like, this is where we are. And I think there's stages too, right? I think you will go through stages where at
Mhm.
some stages you're gonna have that identity to it. Some stages you won't, depending upon where you are in the year. But honestly, Ryan, I think that is the biggest, I'll say, obstacle too, because it is an obstacle because you put so much of your self-worth into that when it doesn't go as planned, you can self-sabotage, which I'm experiencing now with athletes now. I experienced it for myself of self-sabotage. And if the people who are able to separate the two have less self-sabotage, like you said, and can be more successful and can be better. But I just know from my own experience, it is very challenging to have that separation and to understand value outside of a pursuit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I clearly don't have I never competed at a level that you guys have competed at, right? And like probably to my own detriment from a coaching perspective, is it's harder for me to relate to people that have that level of this is everything I am right now at this chapter of life. And it's also quite possible it's because I have 2 young kids. Like I look at the things that have brought me the most fulfillment over the chapters of my life, and having to be selfless to raise children, to give them everything has trumped everything else in my life. Like I thought
Mhm.
joining the military and, post 9/11, serving a bigger mission, serving my country, I thought that was like the peak, right? Like I was like, I'm doing something bigger than me. And I attached to that identity for a real long time. And then I had kids and I was like, that wasn't shit,
Mhm.
comparatively. And I'm like, that is my everything. Every ounce of my energy goes into that. And then I have a conversation with an athlete who's crying over exercise. And I'm not, again, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not bashing them for having those emotions. As a coach, it's an area that I need to work on to find relatability in that because I never experienced that personally. Like that experience of identity tied to sport.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
clearly it's an area that I need to work on.
But I think it's interesting. Well, for starters, you did all that for your country at post 9/11, all that. And now you're driving a Tundra. Unbelievable. But I think that
Oh my God. That was great. That was
shout out,
fucking great,
shout
this
out,
guy.
shout out Toyota. But no, I think what's interesting though is that you've done. I credit you with of all the shit we've done over 4 years. I don't care about any of the reps and the Echo Bike and anything that we've done. My growth in my perspective is the number one thing I would take away when, at some point in the next 10 years, our working relationship stops because I stopped competing. I hope Callie doesn't listen to this, but it's like I've grown so much in just the perspective of that I take that into other areas of my life. Like I've let business deals get in the way of my mental. Like I go home and I'm working till whenever because I'm like, I just can't shut my brain off because I'm thinking about this thing and this and that. And then the last, again, not to get into it, but like the last couple of years with the gym and moving this and selling the gym, I've taken the same perspective that I've learned through sport that you and I have worked on over the years into other areas. And so to me, that's got to be, as a coach, that would be my highest compliment to you of like, oh yeah, he taught me how to breathe and he taught me how to squat, but like really, he taught me that there's so many, like the impact piece I talked about this morning, the fee. That's what I'm after now. Like I'm after real, like how many folks can I impact? And hopefully when I leave the room, they're like, my day just got better, right? Like that's what I'm after. And I'm using this as a vehicle to do that. And I guess that would be if I grabbed the 23-year-old stud, I was like, hey, don't just do this shit just to get on the podium and like be cool. Do it. Get on the podium. Chase the clout. Build a brand. Do all these things. But then what are you going to do with it? Like use that for something better. And so I think you've done a tremendous job of that. To your point about not necessarily being able to relate. With me personally, in 4 years, that's my number one thing I take away is like I've gotten so much better at perspective through that. I never knew you drove a Toyota till today, but
Fucking Toyota
I'm
Tundra.
not letting it go, dude. As a Ram owner, I can't. It's not
Listen,
something I'm open
you
about.
think your RHO is cool? Toyota's about to drop I want to say it's called the Hammer.
I bet they're going to drop the Hammer.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Copycats.
Copycat. Dude, we've had the Hammer over here for years.
I think too, Ryan, like I struggle with that too, even though I went through it. I think I struggle with it too to see athletes self-sabotage because it's like, how can you not see how much you're self-sabotaging yourself from this ideology of you being your result, right? Yeah. I mean, I think like sometimes I think as a coach, that's super hard to deal with too. I think that's why it's important with mental coaches to have people who can focus just solely on that, because to me, like that, at a certain level, the biggest detriment that an athlete can have goes beyond fitness. And to me, it comes down to if they self-sabotage or they don't, right? I think that's one of the biggest indicators of them to prolong or fade out.
We started the podcast, Jay. You were filling up the RAM with guests, but when we started the podcast, that was what we talked about with Syndicate. Was the reason we screwed up, we didn't qualify, is because we screwed up every single workout because we didn't trust and believe in what we were going to do. We were looking elsewhere, and it's like you got to believe what you're capable of doing. It's a self-sabotage thing that'll get you in trouble, big trouble. But I think that's one thing I would take away is like, if you looked at it, and this is the problem we're kind of throwing out there, whatever the answer is, there's probably not one tangible. It's that the two of you guys clearly have an emphasis on that mental side of it. And you're not just writing a good program, right? I've said forever, like the easiest part of y'all's job has got to be writing reps and sets. The hardest part is squeezing every ounce as you can out of that athlete. And I think you're getting into the mental side, the athlete IQ we've talked about a lot, but like the external shit that's going on outside the gym that y'all probably don't have any knowledge of or don't want to know of, what's going on with your boyfriend or this or that. Good God. But women especially. Don't get me started. But it's like, I think you guys put an emphasis on that. And if as a coach, you're not thinking about that, your athlete's damn sure not thinking about it, right? But you guys are bringing to the forefront in these conversations over the years of like, hey, just remember. And as long as that's part of the conversation, that's probably how you attack it. And the two of you are obviously very, very good at that.
I think one of the hardest things, and I'm clearly speaking for you, Jay, is delayed gratification, right? Like this sport is so deep at this point, right? Not only from how strong you need to be, what skills you need to progress or possess, but also how many good people there are doing it. And if you're younger in the sport, it is unrealistic to think that you're going to compete at an elite level, only being a year or two in the sport, unless you are an absolute genetic freak coming from some sort of collegiate background or professional sport background. Like you are just an absolutely insane athlete. Everybody else, this is a multi-year process, and there's a lot of trials and tribulations within that where you may not be at the level you want to be as an athlete, which brings in a lot of doubt. Do I have the right coach? Am I doing the right things? Am I working too slow? Am I too strength biased? Should I be doing more Metcons or whatever? That is one of the hardest things to help an athlete grasp, especially a younger athlete, right? Because they think they're in their prime years, right? Like 20 to 25 range. They just want to get after it. They want to do more. And I think a big challenge for me is I've never been the coach that will force performance with sacrificing longevity. I think if you look at my athletes, they stay in the game longer than what most people exposed to the sport do. Like I have more like 5, 6, 7+ year athletes than the average coach. And I think that comes through a balance of prioritizing performance and longevity. That can feel really slow for an athlete, right? Where they're just like, I want to go. And I'm like, no, we're going to pull back. We're going to play a longer game so you can stay in the game longer and have more opportunities. But I don't know.
Play the long game. Play the fucking long game. You know, the long game, Dodge Ram goes a lot longer than Toyota.
Bro, you got to drive I was waiting for you to finish, but yeah, you play the long game and you drive a Dodge.
I got a trap bar at my house. You got a trap bar at the gym. Rep for rep. Let's go. Tyler is excluded.
Tyler's excluded because he only has to move the fucking bar 5 inches for extension.
I knew that. I knew there was going to be something in there.
Fucking Lego legs over here.
Range of motion.
Jesus. Fucking guy.
Yeah, well, the main thing is when I pulled up in a Dodge.
The amount.
All right, boys, I got to roll. I got to do some backup like Seth Ryan Road.
Guys, we hope you enjoyed the show. Cocker Ethic Podcast. Talk to you guys later.